Hi, everyone. This is Mrs. Colvin. I am sending you this video because I am not going to be available on Meet the Teacher Nights, actually the first Meet the Teacher Night that I have ever missed. I scheduled a family event for this weekend and took an extended weekend for it and didn't realize until after the fact that it ran into Meet the Teacher Night. So unfortunately, I'm not available for Meet the Teacher Night, but I did want to give you an opportunity to kind of see me and hear from me on how I'd like my classroom to run and what it's like. So I sent everybody a digital copy of this syllabus. I have updated it with my new tutorial times when Bobcat Hour starts after Labor Day. These will be my tutorial hours. They'll be during the A block of Bobcat Hour on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The other part that I want to make sure that everybody sees and is aware of is at the end with the acknowledgement and my cell phone policy. I do expect the students to, when they enter the classroom, put their cell phones in the cell phone pockets at the front of the room. For whatever reason, there's not many cell phones making it to the pockets. A couple of you have done the acknowledgement for me and told me that your child doesn't bring a cell phone to school. But for the most part, I haven't heard back on that. And I know that a lot of students do bring cell phones, so I feel like there's some resistance to following my cell phone policy, and maybe not being completely honest about whether or not they have a cell phone with them. The cell phones, look, they're just going to stay in the pocket during the class period. Even if they have their cell phones in their backpacks or in their pockets, they're still, for whatever reason, it's a big distraction. They just think about them all the time, and I need them to think about the math. So I do really want them to put their cell phones in the pocket. So if you come on Monday night, I will have these I will have my syllabus on a table outside my classroom where you can sign the acknowledgement page and just let me know, do they normally bring a cell phone to school or not, so I can know how to best enforce and be consistent with my cell phone policy. So we are still working on classroom expectations and procedures. It's taking me a little longer to get through to them what my classroom expectations are. A little longer than usual, a little longer than I would like, but I'm confident that we will get there. My normal process is that we get through the lesson and we have plenty of time in class to practice and do the work independently so that they don't come home with homework. That's the way it's always been. That's the way I'd like it to be. I don't like sending homework home, but if I'm still dealing with, getting them to understand the normal classroom expectations and procedures, it might take us a little longer to get through the lesson. And so what we don't get to in class might end up being homework. But I don't send a lot of homework home. So maybe 5 to 10 problems at maximum would be what they would come home with. But we do have practice problems every single day because it's math. And when you learn a new concept, you have to practice it, or you're not gonna learn it. So again, I want to have that practice time in class. And as soon as we get better at meeting the classroom expectations and the procedures, I am confident that we will have time in class to do that so that they don't come home with much homework. And this is what my Canvas page looks like. I wanted to make sure that everybody was familiar with that. The home page, this is what they see when they click on my course. This is my home page. It's just a little fun Bitmoji page. If you kind of click around on things, it will tell you certain things about me. If you click on the picture, it will tell you certain, it's just some personal things about my family. I'm not going to bore you with that now in the video, but if you or your students are ever curious about me and some of, my history, you are more than welcome to click around on that page and find out. But if they click on modules, it will take you to this page, and every single unit that we do is divided up into a module on my Canvas page. I had a welcome module for the first couple of days of school. And then we started our curriculum on Wednesday of last week, our real numbers unit. And so this is everything that we have done thus far in that unit. So if you click on a particular day, this table pops up and it kind of just tells you kind of how the day is going to, how the class period is going to go in this table format. They've got some kind of warm up or way that they're going to get started working. And then I've got a blank copy of the notes that we're using for that day. And I've got a completed copy of the notes. So if they miss something and need note-taking assistance, they can always click here and they can see a completed copy of the notes for that day. I usually also post a lesson video that's the same content that we went over in class. So if they're working on their homework at home and they can't remember something, they could always click on the video or the notes to help them. And the last column is their independent practice. This is what I was talking about. This is what I'd like to have time for them to do in class so they don't have to come home and you worry about it. Like I said, we'll get better at the classroom expectations and procedures so that we can get this done in class. But again, if we don't get through it, they're going to have to finish it at home. If they lose the paper, they can always just download it here and they can do the work on, if you don't have a printer to print it out, they can do the work on notebook paper. I am not particular about how the work gets back to me. I just want them to practice, because what's probably going to happen the next day is some sort of homework quiz. So if I give them independent practice, they come into class the next day, they check their independent practice or their homework, and then we see if they have any questions. Ms. Colvin, I missed number 2. I don't understand why I missed number 2. We can go over those questions, and then they're going to jump right into a homework quiz, which is just like 4 or 5 questions over the very same content that we just did the day before. And that's where the bulk of their daily grade comes from, are these homework quizzes. So it's really, really important that they participate in class and take notes and do their practice work either with me or at home. And if they can't do it at home, they need to come in with questions regarding why they couldn't do it, because they are going to have that homework quiz. But I do try to give them ample resources in Canvas to help them do their work. Okay. And that should be it. Again, I'm very, very sorry that I'm not present for Meet the Teacher Night. But if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I know that it's going to be a really good year. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the growth from your kiddos. We've got the learning curve we've got to get through so that we can, reach our maximum potential. But I'm certain that we're going to get there. If you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks.